Welcome back, everyone. Today I want to talk to you about a very special kind of parasite, one that is able to take over your host's mind and turn it against itself. While most parasites simply feed off their hosts, others go much further, manipulating their behavior for the parasite's benefit. This tapeworm doesn't use cats as its final host, but rather needs rodents to be eaten by insects like beetles or birds. This parasite has a truly remarkable ability to transform the behavior of its snail host, turning it into a more appealing meal for the cattle it eventually parasitizes. Here's how it works. Once inside the snail, the larvae of the liver fluke migrate to the head and start producing large amounts of a chemical called serotonin. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that has a variety of effects on the snail, including altering its swimming behavior. Specifically, the parasite causes the snail to swim closer to the surface of the water, where it is more likely to be eaten by a grazing animal like a cow. In addition, the liver fluke larvae also produce a chemical that breaks down the snail's shell, making it softer and more digestible to its future host. This manipulation ensures that the parasite not only reaches its final host, but also has a better chance of surviving the digestive process. The story of the lancet liver fluke is a fascinating example of how parasites can exploit the very chemicals produced by their hosts to serve their own needs. In this case, by hijacking the snail's serotonin levels, the parasite is able to influence its host's behavior in subtle yet effective ways. This kind of behavioral manipulation is just one of the many strategies parasites have evolved to ensure their own survival and propagation. And as scientists continue to study the intricate relationships between parasites and their hosts, we are sure to uncover even more astonishing examples of how these tiny organisms influence the world around them. Infected rats often show reduced anxiety and increased risk-taking, which may result in higher chances of predation, helping the parasite reach its next host. If you did, please let me know in the comments below, and I will keep bringing you more fascinating content about the hidden world of parasitism. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you know of any other parasites that are able to influence the minds of their hosts? If so, share your knowledge in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Some studies even suggest that parasites can alter mating behavior directly, making infected males more sexually active or more attractive to females. This can help the parasite spread further, as increased mating behavior also increases the chances of parasite transmission to other hosts. In the case of T. gondii, infected male rats have been found to mount more frequently and engage in more sexual behavior than uninfected males, despite having slightly impaired health. This manipulation likely involves changes in neurotransmitters like dopamine and testosterone, hormones that regulate both sexual desire and risk behavior. Dopamine in particular is closely tied to motivation, reward, and pleasure. When the parasite alters dopamine signaling, it can change what the rat perceives as pleasurable or worth pursuing. The idea that a tiny single-celled organism or microscopic tapeworm can rewrite a mammal's desires may sound like horror fiction, but it is well documented in scientific literature. It forces us to question the nature of free will in animals, and whether even humans might be subtly influenced by unseen biological agents. In fact, T. gondii can infect humans as well. Studies have shown that up to 1/3 of the global human population may carry dormant forms of the parasite, often without symptoms. Some scientists have explored whether latent T. gondii infections in humans could influence behavior, mood, or risk-taking. Correlations have been found between T. gondii infection and increased chances of car accidents, higher risk tolerance, and even certain mental health disorders, though the subject is still debated and not fully understood. What's clear is that in rodents, the parasite's effects are profound. The idea of a rat becoming sexually aroused by the smell of a predator is not just bizarre, it is terrifyingly efficient from the parasite's perspective. It ensures that the rat acts against its own interest in a way that directly benefits the parasite's reproductive success. The story of the brain-manipulating parasite highlights just how complex and cunning evolution can be. Rather than simply existing alongside its host, the parasite becomes a master puppeteer, pulling the strings of fear, sex, and survival. It doesn't need to be stronger or faster than the host, it just needs to be smarter. On a microscopic level, nature is full of such unseen forces. These parasites show that mind control in the animal kingdom is not a myth, but a biological reality, and the implications go far beyond rodents. Understanding how parasites manipulate behavior could lead to new insights into neuroscience, psychology, and even human health. One of the most startling examples is the way certain parasites can alter the sexual behavior of rodents, effectively rewiring their brains and desires. In particular, the tapeworm Hymenolopus diminuta and the protozoan Toxoplasma gondii are known to influence sexual attraction and risk-seeking behavior in their rodent hosts, sometimes even overriding their natural survival instincts. To understand this eerie phenomenon, we must begin with the life cycle of the parasite. Let's take Toxoplasma gondii, for example. This microscopic protozoan can infect almost any warm-blooded animal, but it can only reproduce sexually in the intestines of cats. That means in order to complete its life cycle, T. gondii must somehow get from a host like a rodent or bird into the digestive system of a feline. But cats rarely eat healthy adult rats, so how does the parasite increase its odds? The answer is mind control. Once a rat becomes infected with T. gondii, the parasite forms cysts in the rat's brain, particularly in regions associated with fear, decision-making, and sexual behavior. Most notably, it affects the amygdala, a part of the brain that plays a key role in fear response. Normally, rats have a strong, instinctive fear of cat odor, especially the smell of cat urine. This fear helps them survive in the wild by keeping them away from predators. But infected rats experience something different. Research shows that T. gondii-infected rats lose their fear of cats. Even more bizarrely, they sometimes become sexually attracted to the smell of cat urine. Their brain interprets the odor, which should trigger panic, as something pleasant or arousing. This warped response appears to be caused by dopamine production, which the parasite manipulates to alter the rat's emotional reactions. The result: the infected rat is drawn toward its natural predator, increasing the chance it will be caught and eaten, and thereby allowing T. gondii to return to a cat's body to reproduce. This is a stunning example of a parasite influencing not just survival instincts, but also sexual motivation. The parasite hijacks the brain's reward system and sexual cues, literally turning fear into desire. From an evolutionary standpoint, it's a brilliant strategy at the cost of the rat's life. You heard that right. I'm talking about the terrifying parasites that make their hosts irresistibly attracted to their own predators. So if you thought that you were in charge of your own actions, think again, because there are some things lurking in the shadows that might be controlling you without you even knowing it. In the strange and often terrifying world of parasitology, some of the most shocking examples of nature's ingenuity involve parasites that take control of their hosts' minds. While T. gondii is the most famous mind-controlling parasite, other parasites such as the tapeworm Hymenolopus diminuta have also been shown to influence the behavior of rodents in subtler ways. Now let's take a look at another parasite, the lancet liver fluke. I hope you enjoyed learning about these terrifying parasites that are able to take over the minds of their hosts.